still can't hear you. Can't hear you.
All right, how about now? All right, here we go. I'll entertain a motion to come out of executive session. I've got a first and a second. All in favor of coming out of executive session by a show of hands, please. Let the record reflect we are out of executive session. At this point, I'll be reading a statement. At the Sumter board meeting on Monday, July 1st, after a lengthy executive session, the board made a public statement in which we unanimously confirmed our commitment to the district. Specifically, we said, all Sumter School District board members are committed to providing the Sumter community with a first-class educational program. We want every student in our district to achieve the best possible education. We want our system to go to the highest possible level. Tonight, 3 weeks later, and following a July vacation week, we again assure the community that we take this commitment seriously. All board members and Mr. Bynum have exerted enormous effort and made a significant time commitment in thinking about our various issues, how to effectively address them, and developing a plan of action. As stated 3 weeks ago, the most serious issues cannot, of course, be resolved overnight. Nevertheless, we assure all of our community, our employees, our students, our parents, our citizens, and our taxpayers, significant events will occur shortly as we continue our third year as a consolidated district, which we believe will move our district forward. We respectfully ask for your patience and support. In that spirit, I am announcing tentatively a specially called meeting of our board, Thursday, 6 p.m. We respectfully ask for your patience and support. We express publicly our willingness to be judged by the district's progress and performance over the next several months. With that stated, we move into our public participation. Going to do it a little different this evening. In the spirit of time, if I call your name, you will be speaking in public participation. Please make your way to the front and become available. If any of these folks need to sit down while they're waiting, please afford them that opportunity. As I call your name, you will appear in this order. Sharon Bartlett, Calvin Bennett, Kay Baker, Brenda Atkins, Patrick Hayes, Roger Smith, count those and see if it's 6. Reverend Joel Osborne. Your time will be limited to 3 minutes. If you submitted a request to appear before us in public participation, you will receive a response in a timely fashion. Your time limit is 3 minutes, and I want to remind you, please maintain professional decorum and call no one by name. If I'm not mistaken, Mary Newton, you have spoke before us before, or Carl Holmes, you have spoken before us before. You were not selected. Please have a seat, and please do not come before us. Once again, you were not selected. I'm sorry for misidentifying you. You were not selected. Please maintain the professional decorum of this meeting. If you do not, I promise you, you will be removed. Could we hear from our first speaker, please?
Good Good evening, school board. My name is Shay Bartlett. This is my husband, Matthew. We're both here as concerned parents. We have 4 children in this school district. 2 at Wilder, 1 at Bates, and our oldest child is going to 10th grade. She attends Sumter High School. Here's where we're most concerned. Our oldest child will be starting the IB program in the 11th grade. I've been told it's slowly being dismantled or pulled apart by the transferring of teachers to other schools. I've also been informed or made to understand that the kids taking IB courses can't receive IB credit if the teacher teaching the class is not IB certified. This program was a huge draw to Sumter High for my child. She prides herself on academic excellence and is in the top 10% of her class and is planning now for college scholarships. As she knows that her father or I can pay outright for her to go to school in college, or attend college rather, sorry. As a family, we're trying to plan ahead. The IB classes are weighted higher than honors or CP classes. And our concern is the program not as promising or valuable as we were originally led to believe? As parents, we need some answers to this question that we have, as this is going to affect our whole family, our plans. And again, we have 4 children in this school district, and we do push all 4 of our children for academic excellence. Thank you for your time and any consideration.
Thank you, Ms. Barker. We move forward to Calvin Bennett.
How you doing, Lord? You know, well, my concern is this. I am a parent, and my concern is just the course that this thing is going in, the discourse in the public. As you can see, you look around into the audience, you see pretty much what I'm talking about. I feel that a system that is supposed to be nonpartisan has become very partisan and very political. I feel that we have not taken chance enough to find out whether the systems that the superintendent has placed before us even work. But I feel I know what's wrong with this. There's an element among us that should not even be here. There's an element among us that don't even have kids that go to the system in which we are talking about. There's an element among us that's here for a power struggle. And that's what it is. Let's call it what it is. A power struggle of greed. One that can put hundreds and thousands of dollars in a campaign. This is not a political campaign that can buy signs. This is about our kids and only about our kids and our own personal feelings or agendas. And that element that is in here should be ashamed of themselves. This should be just for us, just for the parents of the kids who go to the system that these people represent. Nothing more, nothing less. Thank you. And I just want to know, and then my question is this.
Please maintain professional decorum.
Are you concerned about this, and what do you plan on doing?
We do not respond to public participation.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We move forward to Patrick Hayes, please.
Good evening. My name is Patrick Hayes. I'm with an organization called EdFirst SC. We're a nonprofit, nonpartisan organization working to empower people who care about public schools. You may have seen our clipboards circulating this evening. For 2 years, teachers have complained about this administration and its initiatives, most notably Sweet 16. They find it intrusive and degrading. Unfortunately, that hasn't been seen as a problem until recently. Those who have brought forth concerns have reported harassment and intimidation. The SCEA advocated for its members here, as they've been doing in South Carolina for 130 years. They were dismissed as meddlesome outsiders. This board chose to ignore those concerns and decided to renew and extend the superintendent's contract. As recently as March, the board expressed its official, unwavering support for the superintendent and Sweet 16. Now we face the unhappy choice of either buying out that contract at taxpayer expense or continuing to endorse leadership that has left this district a shambles. The problem is not that confidence in the administration has diminished. The problem is a vision of leadership that sees teachers as passive lumps of wet clay to be molded to specification. Everything that this administration has done had the full support of this board. At the first sign of your displeasure, Sweet 16 was tossed out like bad fruit. This board faces the tougher road of finding a way forward. I would start with leadership that does not see teachers and their leaders as a problem to be solved, but as partners in student achievement. I greatly admire the teachers of Sumter and those in the community who supported them. Their courage and perseverance are a wonderful example to students. The end of Sweet 16 brings to mind a quote from Gandhi. He said, "First they ignore you, then they laugh at you, then they curse you, then you win." Congratulations, teachers.
Roger Smith, please come forward.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, school board members, Superintendent Bynum. I'm Roger Smith, the Executive Director of the South Carolina Education Association. And first of all, I would like to say and point out to the audience here the number, the quality of the teachers and the staff that you have working here in the Sumter County School District, and they're something that you should be very proud of. Also, I wanted to, following up on your remarks, Mr. Chairman, of wanting the best for what's in the students' interest here in Sumter is exactly what everyone here wants, I believe. I would think that Sweet 16 hasn't been in the best interest of the students. I would think that the new student grading system that was put in place in elementary schools was not in the best student interest. I would think that the mass transfers of teachers and staff all over the county is not in the best student interest. I would think that the high turnover rate of teachers is not in the best interest. And then the events that occurred at Sumter High School during the HSAT testing was not in the best interest of the students here in Sumter. And referring to teachers as capital when appearing before a state commission or a state board of education is not in the best interest of the students here in Sumter County. So I applaud the board tonight for the process and the journey that you've taken. You may recall we addressed the board early in 2011, I believe it was 2012. We addressed the board early on there, and we asked the board to look at some of these issues, and we're very happy and very pleased tonight that you have come to this point and that you are taking the teachers and the parent groups here seriously and are looking into these concerns. Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am.
My name is Brenda Atkins, and this is my husband, Thomas. First of all, I'd like to thank the chairman for allowing us this facility tonight when there's so much interest in the community and allowing us a larger venue. I also want to commend you for finding what I feel like was probably the most fair way to select speakers tonight, and that is out of a drawn pool of the many that signed up. My husband and I have 2 children at Sumter High School. We have not relied on rumors. We have lived the nightmare of this last school year. There were times our children contacted us feeling unsafe and sometimes fearing for their lives. From the time we first held them in our arms, we have loved them and protected them from unsafe and harmful environments. How can we not be as passionate now just because they're teenagers as when they were toddlers? And what about the children who don't have advocates? What about the parents who aren't able to obtain transportation or leave work to withdraw their children from classes when violence erupts? We believe that every child of every race, nationality, religion, and economic status is entitled to a safe educational environment. We must be able to look in our rearview mirrors when we drop our children off each morning and be confident of their safety. We must not allow a desire for improved statistics for published reports to override the safety and well-being of our students and educators. What if the mayor issued an order to our sheriff and chief of police instructing them not to arrest a certain number of citizens breaking the law in order to publish a much improved report on crime rates? Our law enforcement officers would become a mockery. There would be fear and chaos in the streets. It seems that this has happened in our schools. The Sumter community is better than this. We have some of the finest educators that one can hope for. Our community is diversified. We proudly host two of the strongest and most powerful branches of the military service that serve and protect us around the globe. We have industries depending on us to provide skilled, well-educated, and disciplined future employees. We are blessed. We must stand united and committed to restoring support and morale to our educators. We must provide them the administrative intervention to maintain order and control in their classrooms and the ability to protect our children under their care. It is appalling to think a teacher would be threatened or reprimanded for reporting this lack of support to administrators and certainly to us as parents. As parents, we hold teachers responsible for...
Ms. Atkins, thank you. Your 3 minutes is up.
Hello, my name is Kyra Baker. When my daughter was in 9th grade, she came home and said that she had a report to do and that her teacher told her that she was going to read a book for fun. The book that she brought home from the school library was on the 5th grade reading level. When the library in a high school has 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, and 6th grade reading level, that is a problem in a high school. Statistically, it shows that these children that leave high school now and in the surrounding area, especially the minorities, when they go off to college, 1,000 and something students enroll in college, but only 100 and something of them, the minorities, end up graduating. I think it starts with the grade school, the high school. It takes time to implement change in school, and I think that we ought to give the administration time to exert these efforts. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Baker. And lastly, Reverend Joe Osborne.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'm Reverend Father Joel Osborne. I'm a retired Anglican priest, and after that, I would like to defer to my daughter for my statement.
My name is Erin Weeks, and I want to speak to you in your language. You guys like data. The pursuit of my master's degree in social work taught me that you should never attempt to affect community change without first consulting the community. Because of that, I developed a two-part strategy to do for you, the board, what you failed to do yourselves. The first was an anonymous survey, and the second a petition based on it. The survey revealed that fully 70% of those polled demand the immediate termination of our superintendent, even if we have to pay him a severance package just to be done with him. Having collected the data regarding what the public viewed as the best way to proceed, I moved to a petition, but I was not the only one. Several other members of the community began contacting me in an effort to pool our results into one audible voice. As of this very moment, we have gathered 1,263 signatures based on this petition. All information has been verified to the best of my ability and will be provided to you after this meeting. I'll also provide it to the media if they desire, the State Department of Education, and Governor Haley. The people of Sumter have spoken. We've spoken loud and we've spoken long. And we know you're listening. You tell us you are. If you fail us in this, we'll understand that there are reasons beyond representing your constituents that keep you bound to this superintendent. It would be even more shameful and embarrassing to our community to open up investigations as to why. At this point, I'd ask you, even though you're not going to respond to me, to raise your hands and let us know, if your hands are up, that you support this superintendent, that he needs to be here. We'd like to know. That's all I have to say.
We move forward in our agenda. Mr. Chairman, in light of the statement that you have made to this board and to this body, and in light of the fact that this board has listened to 7 of its petitioners in this audience tonight, and in light of the fact that another meeting of this board this week is critical to resolve the process, I move that this agenda be continued on Thursday at 6 o'clock. I so move. I have a motion from Reverend Canty and a second from Reverend McGaney.
Don't put it off.
Can you please restate? No, we're all clear about the motion? All in favor of that motion, please, by a show of hands, as we speak. Previously announced 6 o'clock.